back home at last, and with a late night game for the Philadelphia 76ers in South Philly. It's the PHLY Sixers pregame show live from the Xfinity studio, presented by our good people at Bet365. Whatever the moment's never ordinary at Bet365. Back in the house, Rich Hoffman, everybody. We got Rich back. Good to see Rich. Devon here with you, and Bree, as always, the president of basketball operations. Thanks to all of you for checking in for your rising Philadelphia 76ers that have won 3 games in a row. Looking to extend that to 4. They might get a little bit of help from the Denver Nuggets, who are sitting. Everybody, talk about it all. We'll get to our pregame picks at the end of the show. We'll give you the starters because the Nuggets are literally resting everybody. And we got to talk about how this basketball team, with all the rested players for the Nuggets sitting, don't let up. Keep going after it. Stack the wins, as we always say. But with Rich coming back here, we haven't seen Rich since December. They're on a 3-game winning streak. And when Rich and I talked about this with Bree before Rich went on, a little bit of holiday break, he said, man, if you go on that 5-day trip, 5-game trip, 3-2, make it happen. They lose the first 2, Rich.
It's not how we thought they would get 3-2.
Exactly.
But they got the 3-2.
But they got the 3-2. So let's begin there, man. Your thoughts, your observations on what took place over the course of that 5-game trip, and certainly this 3-game trip where the Sixers are 19-14, an opportunity to go 20-14 with the victory tonight. Where are you right now with this basketball team after that stretch?
I'm having fun, man. I'm definitely intrigued. I think first I would say I cannot wait for a West Coast basketball game tonight. Little Denver Nuggets in Denver, because it's at 8:30, right? I mean, the game.
Absolutely.
Right. There's no way. Oh, wait, the game's in Philly.
Yeah.
Okay. It was fun. You guys did a great job over the holiday break. And it's kind of, it's funny. Probably their worst 3-game stretch of the year, followed by perhaps their best 3-game stretch of the year. And as you guys were doing all of those pods, it was a little bit of Andy Dufresne and Shawshank, right? Where, you're climbing through all the muck and all the nasty stuff, but you guys came out clean on the other side. And those last 3 games were so much fun, man. They were a ton of fun. I think we might look back at that Memphis game as the one that hopefully swung the season, where, it's funny. I was watching that game. I was, you guys were getting ready to pod. I was just watching that game on my couch, and I was like, this is a really fun game. Ja Morant's playing the best game I've seen him play in 3 years, probably. And can the Sixers get this over the finish line when they're playing so well offensively? They did get it over the finish line, barely, with that VJ Edgecombe pick and pop 3 in overtime to win. And I was like, good for them. They really needed that one. And then their next 2 games, man, at Dallas and at the Knicks, just phenomenal execution from start to finish of that game. And we can go down the line of the things that I am excited by. I think the first thing that I'm excited by is the continuity. And that's, Tyrese Maxey, after the Knicks game, told reporters that he was encouraged by the fact that they seem to know what plays to call now. They seem to know when this guy's in the game, we're doing this. When that guy's in the game, we're doing this. When Joel, PG, and myself are all on the court, we're going to do this. It's funny, man. There is the one moment that really made that point, just like crystallized that point for me, and it really drove it home, is that in that Knicks game, in the second half, I think the Sixers ran the same play, might have been 11 times in a row, and they scored every single time off of it in a million different ways. And I think probably a lot of our viewers know this. They ran an empty side pick and roll on the left side with Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. They had VJ Edgecombe on the right wing, and then the other key to it was they had Dominic Barlow and Paul George in the right corner. The way they scored the first couple of times on that possession was Dominic Barlow setting the flare screen for Paul George because an extra defender had come over because they were terrified of Joel on the short roll on that side.
This is the corner 3-pointer? Okay.
Yeah, and Paul George makes 2 threes in a row right away with Barlow, who we've talked about. Very good find, awesome 2-way player. Please sign him to a real contract. The issue with him is, where do you space him? He's not much of a shooter. How do you deploy him on offense? Well, in this case, they put him in the perfect spot because he was the guy setting that final screen for Paul George. And then the Knicks adjusted. Then they went under on Tyrese Maxey once. Okay, well, he's just going to make that three. You can't go under on him. There were a couple other times where the defenders came over on Embiid, and he found Barlow cutting for a dunk. He found Jabari Walker cutting for a dunk. It was just really, really good offense. And watching that, it just struck home the idea that, like, yeah, sometimes this takes time, man. And I think that's why when they were struggling, when they were a little bit ISO heavy in November and Joel wasn't moving great, sometimes this stuff takes time. Sometimes both Joel in terms of how he's moving, that's another reason why I'm pretty excited with how the Sixers are playing. He's moving much, much better. Fingers crossed it continues, but completely agree with what Devon and Derek and Kyle have said on the pods. I just think he's moving a lot better. The contested rebound he got at the end of the Knicks game. But I think that the big thing for me, and we'll get to VJ in a second because that's the other big thing, is that, there was a lot of consternation in the fan base on, oh man, they can't win a game when these three guys play together.
0-4.
And is it Joel Embiid's fault? And what's going on? And it's like, man, sometimes this stuff just takes time. Sometimes these guys have not been in the lineup for a long time.
We're impatient, Rich.
I know.
We're impatient. Stack the wins.
But Devon, and I always complain about how many games that the NBA plays, 82.
Yes.
The beauty of playing 82 games is that there's a lot of hoops and you got a lot of time to work this stuff out.
Yeah.
And look, we're not even halfway through the season. It feels like they're on a good run here. So that was really exciting. That Knicks game in particular was great.
They've been playing some really good basketball, man. And with this 3 in a row, again, just seeing the three of them play together. But as Rich pointed out, and we can start there right now, is it's no longer 3, Rich, where we wanted to put the other guy in there, but it wasn't time yet. Maybe he's not going to be there until next year. He's 30 games in his career, and he's there now.
Put him in there.
So get to it. Is he 3? Is he 4? It doesn't matter because he gives them an opportunity for them to be a 4, big 4 because of what they all, to your point, you just need time. And you get everybody out there. Everybody's healthy. Nobody's missing games. No more minute restrictions, by the way, Rich.
That's nice.
And all of a sudden, VJ Edgecombe is emerging back into the game, the player we saw through the first 5 games where everyone was saying, oh, wait a minute, let's change our expectations for not only the team, but for this guy. And he's that guy again. And it's looking pretty darn good with the others. And it doesn't hurt that the vets, I'm specifically Paul George and Joel Embiid, seem to be trusting him out there on the floor.
Totally. I mean, he's a huge part of their offense. And the cool thing about VJ, man, right? So he has that great 5-6 game stretch at the beginning of the year. And then he slows down. Then he's inefficient inside the arc. He's still playing well, like for a rookie. Like he's still doing a lot of positive things, but the offense certainly got worse. I think that was very clearly a couple things. Number one, maybe the league, not that the league figured him out, but they made a few adjustments, and he had to make his first adjustments, and he just wasn't ready to do that yet. I think the bigger part of it was he was playing 1 million minutes, and he just
38 minutes a night.
And again, we talk about how many games they play. He wasn't used to this, man. Like he was like, I played at Baylor. I played 30 minutes a game twice a week. I can do that in my sleep. So he with the calf soreness that he had, he misses a few games. And then also they have the NBA Cup break, so they start to space it out a little bit. He feels completely recharged. And man, some of the plays I was in awe of how he played over this stretch. I mean, the shot making at the end of the Memphis game, the two-way play in Dallas, there was shot making in that game as well.
Outplaying Cooper Flag, for the second game.
Unbelievable. The one play where he blocked the shot with both hands, it's just... It's wild stuff. And then what he did to the Knicks the other night. So I wrote about this in the newsletter today. So the Knicks, for the last few years, they have just felt like the tougher, more athletic, fresher, more durable team. And I'm not saying that they won't be that way in April, because the Knicks, good team, going through a rough stretch right now.
Also, no Josh Hart.
No Josh Hart.
Which is a big part of the stuff that you talk about.
Totally. I mean, God, how many Josh Hart back-breaking rebounds where he sneaks in between 3 guys and lays the ball in?
I'm not making excuses, everybody. I'm analyzing.
No.
I'm analyzing.
For sure. And the Knicks, the one thing that they do, and we saw it a little bit in that game, is that with Mitch and with Josh Hart, they really pound the glass hard. That's the thing. That said, in terms of durability in terms of athleticism, getting VJ Edgecombe on that court, that changes things a little bit, man. Look, I'm not saying they're going to beat the Knicks. I'm just saying that looked different than any game we saw over the past few years, even the ones that the Sixers won. I mean, Jalen Brunson had nowhere to hide. They put him on VJ Edgecombe at the beginning of the game, and VJ Edgecombe lit him up. And that was awesome to see. It's clear that he's not afraid of the bright lights of Madison Square Garden. I don't know if that's just the fact that he...
For 2 consecutive games, by the way.
2 games, not the first one. And I mean, obviously, it wasn't just this 3-game trip. It was the first... I remember we did the pod for the Indiana game, which was the first of the NBA Cup losers bracket games. We were like, man, that's the first game he's played. He looked great. He played great against Atlanta that weekend as well. So he's really stacking a lot of good games. And man, how good... You mentioned Cooper Flagg. How good is this rookie class? Because
fantastic.
Cedric Howard was great in that Memphis game. He was all over the glass. He's shooting it well. Flagg he's not shooting it well, but you can tell he's going to be very good in time. VJ, I do think, got the better of him in both of those games. Then you have a guy like Con Knipple, man, who, have you seen what Con Knipple is shooting from the field? He's
almost close to 50, 40, 90, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like 40, and by the way, he's only shooting like 48% because he's taking a million threes.
Yeah.
Like he's shooting 55% from 2.
Yeah.
He's shooting 3% from 3. He has been awesome.
Unbelievable.
And in a normal situation, when the guy picked right behind the guy that you picked is playing that well, you're like, oh no, we missed it. This is terrible. Right. Oh no, we're going to be hearing about Con Knipple for years. And who knows? If that guy ends up being an amazing player, maybe we will. Right now, it's like, I'm cool. Good for Con. Good for Charlotte. VJ Edgecombe, loving that pick right now.
Yes, sir.
He's helping the Sixers play winning basketball, winning two-way basketball right now, where he's helping them win with athleticism and defense every single night. And now he's starting to add in these 25-point games. I can't believe how well he's shooting the ball from beyond the arc. Some of those drives on Brunson I mentioned, he's starting to figure out the Euro steps around the rim, starting to slow down a little bit, get a little bit more craft. Phenomenal stuff. Sixers got themselves a guy. It's awesome, man.
My favorite one against Jalen Brunson that he did, where Jalen was trying to beat him to the spot, and you know how many charges he takes. But he did the Euro step, but also got a shoulder into him, and Jalen couldn't do anything but back up. And it was just the strength, the NBA man strength that he had on the play like that. And Jalen Brunson is small in terms of height, but we know how strong he is and what he does in taking those charges. That was a big play that, you know what, Rich, even though he might have done that in the first 5-6 games, when the adjustments happened, he would have got caught. This time around, especially in the good rhythm that he's having, where the stretch he's playing really well, VJ Edgecombe is showing us so much right now.
I can't believe how good he is, man. It's crazy.
It's crazy. And to your point about the two-man game, let's talk a little bit more about that on the other side, because the Sixers playing this Denver Nuggets team billed as a big-time game. Jokic, Embiid, Murray, Maxey, George, Gordon. Well, you're only getting 3 of those in this one tonight.
And they're all on the team that usually has the guys out.
Right, exactly. Not the case tonight. We'll talk about why the Sixers on a 3-game winning streak. You got to keep your foot on the gas and not let up. Win that 4th in a row. We'll break it all down, continue to preview, get to our picks a little bit later, including the starters. It's the PHLY Sixers pregame show with Rich, Devon, and Bree. All of you come right back here, presented by, I'm going to tell you on the other side. And that is Bet365, whatever the moment, everybody. It's never ordinary at Bet365. You know how it is with it's never ordinary, and we keep telling you. Remember that 150 I kept telling everybody about? Deposit 10, place a bet for 5, and you get $150 in bonus bets. Throw it out the window. It's up to $200, win or lose, for those bonus bets at Bet365. If you want to be one of the 90 million users worldwide, and an opportunity for you to participate in the live in-game betting, especially with a game like tonight where the home team, your basketball team, is favored by 15 points. Well, you can bet on the point guard and the center to get their numbers, right? Well, you can do that at Bet365 right now. All you have to do is sign up using code PHLY365. New customers You get $200 in bonus bets when you deposit 10, place a bet for 5. Those bonus bets can be used on spreads, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 plus, physically located in Pennsylvania. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And guys, do you know what Kyle Neubeck and Derek Bodner always ask me? What if I could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And what if I could keep it at the same price for 5 years? Well, guys, that is the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes the problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense, and that lets you stream the game even when your whole family is online. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part: no annual contracts and no hidden fees. Xfinity's best equipment is included. Take it from me, a lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it should stay reliable that whole time, and the price should stay put. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Welcome back here on the PHLY Sixers pregame show presented by Bet365. Rich, Devon, Bree, all of you. Bree is our president of basketball operations. Pretty damn good job putting this roster together at 19-14 right now through these 33 games, I must say. And with that, on this 3-game winning streak, Rich, don't let up. You have an opportunity right now in front of you where Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Christian Braun, the two that I just mentioned, the latter two, just came back from injury. They played in their last game. And also Cam Johnson not playing in this basketball game either. So I say that to point out, Rich, as we talked about before the break, that the stuff that the Sixers did in that two-man action where we include the great breakdown that you discussed with Paul George and VJ Edgecombe and all that, Dominic Barlow setting a great screen. But we know the bread and butter, Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. And I was watching our friend Sam Vecini a little bit earlier today, and Sam was talking about how they did like 7 straight possessions of this two-man game on on the one side of the floor, left side of the floor. And of course they got Kale on one on a jumper where they got him on a switch. And they were able to get the center. I think it was Towns that was actually switched off. Kale had to get on to Joel. Joel just shot over him and made the jumper. A few other plays that happened that way as well. And you can even include the VJ Edgecombe one where he went downhill, found Joel Embiid right there in the middle of the floor for a nice finish there too. But the two-man action on the strong side, which we know, whether it's at the top of the key for them or the left side of the floor where they really like to operate because Tyrese Maxey can go downhill, it's really deadly. We saw that a lot in that game against New York. And here we are again where first game back from a road trip. That's a long road trip, 5 games in multiple days, obviously. And typically there's a let-up. There is a let-up. There's a letdown game when you come home sometimes from a long trip. But you are getting another gift here, Rich.
You are getting the gift of all gifts.
That you cannot allow this gift to go by. It's the holiday season. It's still the season of giving. You got to take advantage of this one tonight. 15-game. Bet365 has them as a 15-point spread right now.
The people are asking, are the Nuggets ducking Joel Embiid tonight?
Oh, Donald ducking.
Are they ducking? No. They're in a rough spot right now because Jokic is hurt.
Jokic is really injured.
No, he's actually really injured, even though Joel has been really injured for a lot of those games as well. No, he's really injured for the first time in his career. So the Nuggets are in a spot that the Sixers have been in a lot over the last 5 years. The thing about Jokic, beyond being just a brilliant offensive basketball player, is that he never gets hurt.
Yeah.
And so, the Nuggets just completely punting this game tonight. You're right. First game back from a long road trip. Usually that's a little bit of a letdown game. And look, it's the NBA. I have seen plenty of games where teams with less talent and are injured and are resting guys not only give the team with more talent a game, but sometimes beat them. I've seen that happen to the Sixers a lot.
Eagles, Washington yesterday.
Sure, absolutely. 100%.
Right.
It's not just in basketball. You got to win. This team is so unbelievably shorthanded. We've talked about the big four. Paul George being He's 4. I think I'm going to put VJ.
And he's in the 4, so it's fine. Yeah.
VJ, Tyrese, and Joel. Barely mentioned Tyrese, by the way. Eastern Conference Player of the Week.
We'll talk a lot about that post-game.
Congrats to him. I think the reason we don't mention him as much is that we just kind of expect this excellence now. And he's been doing it all year. He's been doing it.
But last year we weren't sure.
And
now that's where we are today. But continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, no, you're right. But this year he's been so consistent where I remember the last game we did, he stunk to join up against Brooklyn. We were like, that was weird.
I was upset.
Well, it's just like, he's played awesome in every game so far this year. And then he struggled a little bit against Chicago as well.
Right? We were talking about all that.
Anyway, but he's been so unbelievably consistent, probably tracking to second or maybe first team all NBA. We can talk about that. Got to see how the 65 gamers shake out some of those guys who are on the
if
precipice
he plays
of it.
75, I think he's
got a great shot.
Yeah.
His numbers are unbelievable. Anyway, I don't want to see any of those big 4 on the court in the fourth quarter of this game. Take care of business, get up 25, 30 points. All right, fine. Maybe you play VJ a little bit at the beginning of the fourth quarter, depending on what the rotation looks like. But this should not be a game. And by the way, I will say the Nuggets in a lot of those games that they used to say that Joel was quote unquote ducking, anecdotally, a lot of those games were closer than they probably should have been. Jokic and Jamal Murray, those guys were screwing around a little bit. And those, like the Sixers are throwing Kelly Oubre who's just going to play hard. And those games were probably a little closer than they should have been. Don't do that tonight, Sixers. Go ahead and beat the heck out of these guys because they really are resting pretty much everybody. You mentioned on before the show, the Peacock, their Twitter account, they were hyping up the game. And they showed Tyrese Maxey on one side. Or was it Maxey or Embiid?
It was Maxey.
It's Maxey. Okay. Maxey on one side, Peyton Watson on the other side. This has got to be a blowout. This has got to be a gift. You're playing these guys, and then you're playing Washington at home on Wednesday. Let's go. 2 professional efforts, get to 21 and 14, and then the next 5 games are pretty hard.
Yeah. This should be just simply a professional win. And look, because it's billed as what it was supposed to be billed as, Embiid, Jokic, Maxey, Murray, all of that, that's no longer. So the way that they have been playing and the way that the vibes seem to be really high for this basketball team right now, this is an opportunity for them to not slip up, to come in here, handle business, get this professional win. To your point, after a long trip, have your starters sitting somewhere around the 9-8 minute mark of the fourth quarter where the game is in hand. And that's what you want to see from this team tonight. So if we're giving them praise for all the things that they have done to turn things around, where at one point they were 4 or 5 games over 500 and we kept talking about it, then they go and lose and they're only 2 games over 500, but they've bounced back and put themselves in a really good spot right now where the 76ers should win this basketball game tonight and win this relatively easily. And look, no disrespect to Peyton Watson, who's actually having a pretty darn good year for the Denver Nuggets. We know about Pickett from being at Penn State, if you watched him there as well. And also Darren Holmes, who missed the time. We did a lot of evaluation on him during the draft last summer before they took Jarrett McCain at that spot. But that doesn't mean they need to come in here and beat this basketball team that, although it's only 3 games, they are rolling. And the way that things are going right now, because of the vibes that are being discussed, it seems like it's a 5-game, 6-game winning streak because all these things are simply starting to come back together. So you don't want to see them hit a speed bump tonight. If they do, Rich has talked about this earlier in the year already. If they do, it's not the end of the world because what did Rich say in the last segment? It's an 82-game season and we're only at game number 34.
But for tonight, we don't want to deal with it.
You don't want to see it. But when they did lose to Brooklyn, it was frustrating.
Who, by the way, that team is playing okay.
Who's playing much better.
Right
Michael
now.
Porter Jr. is in the All-Star conversation and might be traded too because he's playing so well. But that being said, just go out there and handle your business, win this basketball game, and beat this team. You're off tomorrow. You play Washington, who is also playing some competitive basketball in Washington. It should be an easy out, but handle your business tonight, get this victory, and just simply pick up the W as you should.
You got to be professional tonight. You got to bring that energy. And look, think about how many times you have been the shorthanded team and you have been the ones that need everything to go right for you to win. Don't give the Nuggets a chance. Let's be serious.
No, do not. All right, let's get to it here. The The starters for tonight's matchup, the usual five, Rich.
The usual suspects.
The usual five, and we're going to have a conversation whenever Kelly Oubre comes back because that's going to be an interesting conversation overall. But with the usual five that is here tonight, you have Barlow in the front court with Joel Embiid, Paul George, VJ Edgecombe, and Tyrese Maxey rounding out the five in the back court. That should be enough again to get this victory against this shorthanded, undermanned Nuggets team that is running out Jay Pickett. And we also get, let's run these guys down, Peyton Watson. We also get Bruce Brown. And who is the
Spencer Jones.
Spencer Jones? I do know Spencer Jones.
He's been, I don't know if he's a rookie or a second-year player, but he's been playing for them. He's kind of their sometimes if Watson doesn't have it, he's sort of their swing man who gets minutes at the end of games. Good defensive player, not a great shooter.
Yeah, look, they're going to give effort. They're young, and Bruce Brown is the vet out there on the floor. They're going to compete. We know that they are a championship caliber organization, and they have a certain set of standards that they have out there. They're going to go out there and compete. By the way, the Nuggets played last night. Part of the reason why Murray, Gordon, and Brown are not playing this evening, and they play one more game on this 7-game trip against the Boston Celtics, I believe, on Wednesday night. So that's part of the reason why they're resting all of these guys.
Schedule win. Come on.
Schedule win.
By the way, they
get your W.
They looked at this back-to-back and said, our better chance is to win in Brooklyn.
Slap in the face.
And they tried to win in Brooklyn.
Michael Porter Jr. said.
Michael Porter Jr. is probably mad that they attached a 2032 unprotected first-round pick to him because he's probably playing better than Cam Johnson so far this year.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Nuggets are giving you this one. Say thank you. Take it from them.
See you in Denver in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
right?
Hopefully you have your guys back.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get to the Bet365 pregame picks, the segment presented by Bet365, of course. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. In the new year, I think I have not done all that great, but Bree is rolling. So let's see what we have here for our picks here tonight. Bree has Paul George with 2+ threes made. Maxey, a double-double. Look at that. Assist or rebounds, because he rebounded the basketball last game, and they get the win. That's a plus 440 for Bree out there. Last game, it was like plus 400, and she hit it. She got it right. Now she went with this one, plus 440. Maxey could get a double-double in a game like this where he gets a lot of assists. I could see that happen.
Bree's up some units. If you're tailing her, you're good.
She's hot.
That's okay. If you're tailing her, she can mess up. Plus 440. Come on.
There you go.
That's not messing up.
And on mine, I have Joel Embiid hits his 20 pretty easily, and VJ Edgecombe with 15 points, 3+ rebounds. That's a plus 115. See, I'm going simple because I need to get back into the winning ways. So
I like that.
The units are not very high.
Good idea.
Yeah. So let me get back into the winning ways, and then I'll start to take some gambles there, courtesy of Bet365. And again, if you did not hear it, if you want to sign up to become a member at Bet365, use the code PHLY365 to sign up. You get $200 in bonus bets credited to you, win or lose, when you deposit $10 and you place a bet for $5. Do it for your basketball team tonight, and you probably win. All you have to do is really just go in there and bet that Tyrese Maxey is going to get 20 to 25 points, and guess what? You're going to win. No worries.
As you mentioned,
that is courtesy of Bet365.
Sixers by 15 is a large
That's
NBA
a hefty
spread.
number.
I don't know if you guys pay attention to it. In college football, that might not be a huge spread.
That's a hefty number
15
in the NBA.
is a lot in the NBA.
That's a hefty number. I even think I saw for the football playoffs, by the way, Bet365 for the playoffs, Rams 10.
10, yeah.
Woof.
Don't believe in the Panthers.
Yeah. Well, defense is pretty good, but first time in the playoffs. That'll do it for us. And if the game is a blowout, everybody, pay attention. Make sure you like and subscribe to the show because you get a bell icon alert that lets you know when it's showtime. And if you get that alert, it might be a little bit earlier than expected in the fourth quarter. If this game is out of hand and we feel like around the 4-minute mark of the fourth, starters are sitting down laughing and yucking it up because they're blowing out the Denver Nuggets, we might get an early start on our post-game show right here on the PHLY Sixers podcast.
Speak it into existence, man.
Yes, indeed. If that is not the case, and it's a closer game because that's what they do. They play clutch games. If that is the case,
don't want to see a clutch game.
We'll be back 10 minutes after the game goes final right here on the PHLY Sixers podcast. So, how do you guys feel about it? 4 in a row? Rich says, speak it into existence. We'll break it all down after the game. For Rich, Bree, I'm Devon. Thanks for hanging out. Like and subscribe. Spread the word. See you after the game. Enjoy.
We all silly like the mayor.